Would you like to make more than $1 million in an hour? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to chain 3 missions together. All of these ships will have cargo that's very valuable that you can go sell. Let's see how to do it. First up, we're going to have Headhunter Rep. Recently, I've been farming this over and over again, and it seems like these guys have a lot of money for you if you level it up. Pretty worth it so far. But I am only veteran contractor. I'm not even max rank yet and making a lot of money with this at the moment. How do you level it up? Well, basically, you just take a bunch of salvage missions that you can quickly do. Never take the kill and salvage missions. For example, if it says kill in the name and savage, these missions don't work, but all of the rest of them work. So you will basically start off with the arrow, and then you'll make your way up to the 20k one. Eventually, you'll get to the 50k and then 80k. But for now, just take a bunch of salvage missions, go to the area, kill the ships, and you should gain some rep. But these don't repopulate as easily. After completing those, you want to start doing mercenary missions where you can kill a bunch of ships. I'll link my video in the description where I show you exactly how I leveled mine. But for now, I want to show you how you can stack free contracts once you're veteran rank and how much you can make. For example, here under the mercenary tab, we want to take a wanted mission that's in an asteroid belt. This will spawn a bunch of drugs on a ship that you can take, and then kill order will spawn a bunch of Baxolite, sometimes gold, sometimes medical supplies. So you want kill order, and then lastly, just to fill up our cargo hold, we're going to take a salvage mission here that will spawn a bunch of cargo for us as well. Let's go see how fast we can do this. I'm first going to do the wanted one since this is the most valuable one. We're at our location here. There's a lot of ships that spawn here. They can spawn Vanguards and Scorpiuses, but usually they also come with Freelancers and Cutlasses. Those will have the drugs, but I do like to take out the supporting ships first so they don't bother me while I'm looting. The first up here is going to be the Scorpius. This thing does have quite a bit of firepower, but you should be able to handle it quite easily with your Star Lancer Max, or any cargo ship, maybe a Constellation will also work. So pretty decent, but they should go out really quickly. Next up here, you can see here is the Freelancer. Now these have the drugs. There's also a Vanguard at the back, but I'm going to take care of the Freelancer first, and then I'll just drag out the Vanguard to finish off so it doesn't constantly fire at me while I'm looting. Now you will need to be very careful with the Freelancers. They pop instantly, so just time your shots one by one until it explodes. Let's quickly scan the Freelancer. Seems like the Vanguard doesn't want to fight us. I'm just going to scan the Freelancer here so that we can see the cargo. Here you can see all the drugs, pretty decent. I'm going to try and loot everything so that we can make a profit. Seems like the Vanguard finally decided to come closer and fight us. Here we go. Just take care of the supporting ships. They will bother you eventually if you try to loot. Very laggy server though. Recently it's been pretty difficult to fight, so I just go into game build mode to fight. Even with bigger ships, it's actually better to go into game build mode, especially if you have a mouse. So quite easy to deal with this thing. Not the most difficult ship to fight. But there we go. All done. Now we can loot. I'm just going to park my ship sideways so I can easily throw the drugs on one of the side ramps. Makes it a lot easier to loot, especially with the smaller boxes. I like to throw them there, and the bigger boxes I like to stack in the back since it's way easier to unload the sides than the back. Opening Freelancers is a little bit difficult, but eventually you'll find the open button. I think they need to update this for us, but for now we're going to have to struggle just a little bit to open it. There we go, there's the open button. You can see they even have bigger boxes for us to loot. Pretty decent. So not a bunch of little boxes, pretty decent sized boxes for us to loot. I'm quickly going to load everything. Here is the last little box. That took us about 10 minutes to load everything. So not too bad. Plus the mission included, right? So not too bad. Killing and looting in 10 minutes, so we can do quite a few. Usually I just check the middle here as well for cargo. Sometimes they can spawn something, but for now there's nothing. We're all loaded. Let's go do the other contract that's called kill order.
But at our kill order contract here, you can see the main target is a Vanguard, but there should be more targets that we can loot here. Let's quickly find them. You can see the other target is a Cutlass Black, and the next one is a Freelancer. The two of those will have cargo. There spawns a bunch of other ships here that you can find, sometimes bigger ships, but for now, we only get a Cutlass Black and a Freelancer. Let's kill the Vanguard. If we're in range, now we can start firing. Hopefully the servers hold up. They've been pretty crazy. Seems like we're also getting missiles. I usually like to queue up about 6 flares just to constantly flare things off. Usually it works for me. But there we go. We've got our first target. Now for the Cutlass Black here. You also need to be very careful for these Cutlass Blacks since they die quite quickly. So take your time. You do not want to hard def them and lose the cargo. You can see it's already red. I'm just peppering it slowly, just to make sure I don't instant kill it, since we do have quite big weapons. But there we go. Next up, the Freelancer here. They also die very quickly, so be very careful. Should die pretty soon. I did get one of his engines, but you can see I'm taking my time, doing it shot by shot, not going too crazy with everything, since it can't really do any damage to me. My shields are pretty big. And there we go. Now let's quickly give it a scan and see what it has. This one, we've got medical supply, construction material, Baxolite. So nothing too crazy, but still decent cargo that we can loot eventually. And for the Cutlass, let's give it a scan as well. The Cutlass has a bunch of stuff as well. Some gold, Baxolite, construction material. It's not crazy things, but still worth something. I'm going to loot the Freelancer first, since it has the best amount of cargo. Parking sideways again to load my side ramps first before I load the back, since the back is very difficult to unload. Here we go. Managed to get to the Freelancer. Let's open the back here. Seems like this one has a bunch of little boxes and a couple of big ones at the back. Ship ammunition, not really that valuable, so I'm just going to throw it to the side. Here's some medical supplies that I'll throw on board. These sell for a pretty decent amount as well, but definitely pick them up. Here's some construction materials that you can also take. Sells for pretty decent amount, nothing too crazy, but still makes up the difference. You can see we've got a nice big box. Usually I like to separate them from the smaller boxes. Here's the real boxes that we want. Baxolite, they go for the most, I believe, at least for the kill order mission. So Baxolite, very good for these missions. You also get gold here, not a lot though. Only 2 SEUs, but I'll take anything that I can. You also get processed food, but usually I don't take it since it's not really worth a lot. I also like to check the middle here, but these days nothing spawns here. It's very difficult to get things out of here. We're all done. We can take the last mission here, which should be the salvage mission, just to fill up our cargo hold to the max. For the salvage mission, it doesn't take any combat. You just need to scan a bunch of ships. You can get a variety of things. In this case, I got 2 caterpillars here with a lot of cargo, probably more than I can carry, but I like to use these as fillers to just fill up everything that I can so that I can make a lot of profit. You can see here we get gold, and then we get some scrap. Gold, very good to go sell, so definitely well worth it. Let's take a look at the other one here. You can see this one has so much gold. I'm definitely going to loot this one, and if I can't pull up any more, then I'll go to Grim Hex to go sell. It is a bit out of the way, but very useful to just instantly sell everything. I don't want to jump around and constantly look for stations to go sell it. But before that, let's loot the caterpillar. The caterpillar does have a tractor beam sight. You can see there just under the wing is a tractor beam. Usually you want to open the doors on that side. It makes it a lot easier to loot. Otherwise, the railings will get in the way. Let's see what we can get here. So processed food, iron, scrap. Scrap is also really valuable, but gold is a little bit more valuable. So we probably want to take gold first. And then if we can't take anything else, we'll probably take the scrap. You can see here's our first box of gold. Quite big though. So we'll quickly jam this into the ship here. Just going to snap it on the grid. Fits very nicely. And here you can see even more gold. So quite a bit of gold on these caterpillars. Sometimes you need to get lucky, but other times you can see we didn't even get that lucky with the drug ones. Only a couple of freelancers and the cutlass. So you can get lucky sometimes, but other times it's best to just fill up what you can and go sell. Some of the cargo will need to be off grid here, otherwise I won't be able to fit it, but I like to fill my Star Lancer maxed completely. This should be our last box of gold. I'm going to see if I can get it in here. Here you can see the box jumping just because of the lag. Probably lag, I'm hoping. But the Star Lancer does do this quite a bit, where the boxes will jump up and down. Managed to get the box in the Star Lancer without it jumping. I think I'm just going to close up and then we can head over to Stanton Gateway. Luckily we have multiple entrances, so even though the back is completely blocked, I can still enter from the side here. Now all that we can do is type in Stanton Gateway, make our way there, and we'll go over to Grim Hex. We do need to do a jump though. So first let's head over. Luckily it's not that difficult to jump. I usually just constantly click and then eventually it will fire open the hole and you can just jump and try not to hit the sides. We should be almost done jumping here, and then we'll make our way over to Grim Hex. I like Grim Hex. You can basically sell everything all at once. Even though you need to do a jump, I still prefer it over going to different stations. So this is why I do it. You probably won't get the most amount of profit for the drugs, but I still prefer the ease of selling everything all at once. Let's go to Grim Hex. Here we go. I managed to make it to Grim Hex here. I'm gonna land and then I'll unload everything. Here is our last box of gold that we are going to unload here. It is about 1 hour of gameplay now, so it doesn't even take that long to loot all 3 missions and do the jump. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth it. I'm going to lower everything and then we can go to the administration office to sell everything. Here we go, we're at the admin's office. Let's see what we can sell everything for. First up, the neon. Let's max it out. You can see it's about 334,000. So pretty decent. And then the gold, you can see it's 742,000. Only 1 box of Ultra Toxin unfortunately, but definitely going to sell it. It will all add up in the end. 4,000. Then the ETAM, 16 units, 140,000. Here is the construction material. Only 25,000, so nothing too crazy, but still something to fill up the cargo hold with. Only 5 SEUs of Baxalite. Sometimes you can get a little bit more, but this one is 31,000. And finally, the medical supplies, about 90,000. So in total, we made 1,369,000. So pretty decent for just an hour worth of work. Sure, you need to do 3 missions, but you can definitely do it in about an hour plus jump to Grim Hex, which is pretty fast. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video.